Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me today. This is Kimberly from Journal Breeze, and I'm going to show you my tall journal that used the dress cuff for the decoration over the binding. Isn't it just perfect? Perfect. Let's see if I can get this light up here for you. I actually was able to purchase two, and they both came with stains on them. So I'm guessing that the woman who made it was not able to wear it, maybe ever, because of that fact. And I lucked out. It's just a beautiful piece, and I think it makes such an amazing contribution to this cover. I left it open in this loose part so that whoever gets it can determine if they want to glue it down through some of these thicker areas, or maybe they want to leave it loose or put something in there. But I just decided not to make the decision for her, assuming it's a her. So this is something I made pretty quickly. I wanted to do something fairly fast, and I really fell in love with the latest kit from Chapter 1 Papers, and it's called Rose Damask. It's got two parts, ephemera and the papers, I think is how it's divided. I think there's some ephemera in the papers as well. And then everything else in it is real antique or vintage papers, or I copied some of my own and put them in there. But I did put a lot more of the real in than I've been doing, and it's because usually I don't mix. I think I'm going to more though, because I do have a lot of original papers and receipts that I would like to put in journals that I'm, making available to whoever might want it. And I have just kind of stayed, sort of just all more fancy or more pretty. But I'm realizing that I like having them in there, and they're still pretty, and they can still be considered fancy. So it's just sort of a mindset change for me, basically. And I just really want to share them. So that's my plan going forward. I intend to make more journals to make available, and I intend to use more of my original papers. So far, I haven't made that commitment, but I'm doing it now. So you can hold me to it. So let's begin. What I did to this piece of paper from the kit is down here underneath this beautiful A Token of Regard, which came actually from the paper Cameo. There is a label on the paper that's printed on, and I wanted to at first give it more of a show, and so I put this frame around it. You can see it's a frame that I purchased quite a long time ago from, I think it was Joann's, and then when I found this Token of Regard, it was so perfect for this particular journal, I glued it over the original label. And then this is a paper clip that when I have just been letting it sit, I've actually put the paper clip over like 3 different pieces of paper to kind of bring the piece forward. And I did try a variety of different, sari silk and different widths of it and ribbons, and I just did not want to cover the beauty of this cuff. And can you see the little bumps that are in it? Can you see that? I wonder if you can see all the wonderful stitching. Let me try to take off the focus. There we go. I mean, it's so intricate. It's beautifully sewn. Just beautifully sewn. And then down here at the end, it's got these adorable hoops or loops, I guess, that would go all the way around. And then on the back, it's a piece of organza, beige organza, or voile, which I think is a little less stiff, and it's sewn by machine. So I put this in the probably 20s, maybe 30s, the cuff. So anyway, I left the rest of it blank because as I said, I didn't want to cover it, and there was quite a bit here. And I'm a believer that you don't want to have too many focal points or everything gets lost in the mix. So this page is shorter than some of the other papers, so this became a bit of the decor on the front. Love it. And it is a receipt from my own personal collection. So a copy. This is a copy. All right, I am not going to go through where each piece came from. Just know that almost everything is paper cameo. Everything is Chapter 1 papers. And then, as I say, old or a copy of old. All right? So this is one of the tall envelopes. It's beautiful on the other side as well. But I decided to have it be one that opens up. I think the secondary kit in Chapter 1 papers is their tall envelopes. They have many, and I've used several through here. I think they're fantastically versatile and just wonderful. So I felt like this would be great for writing on. And, you know, if it's a gift, you could say who it's to and who it's from, or for yourself. I just really loved it. And these have stayed shut by themselves. At one point, I had put a long bobby pin over here to hold it down, and that could be reinserted if that was necessary. And then this is a long piece of paper that goes all the way down to here. It's tight, and so I don't want to pull it out. I added this little piece. It is from the paper cameo. I just loved it. I just love it. I love the color. So often when I copy or print out some of the old receipts, the coloring just isn't quite what I would like. But this is this creamy, buttery, not gray, not brown, not yellow, just a creamy, buttery. To me, that is the ideal color. I really love it. And then this is the back of the receipt. So I just thought it was wonderful with the letters showing through. Which is funny. I mean, it is the back, but they don't show in the front. So somewhere along the line, this receipt sort of got a carbon from something else. But it's mine, so I know that to be true. And this writing was on there. This is one of my tall ladies. I made her in a previous video, the one right before this. And I made a new body for her. This is Chapter 1 papers also. It's not a pocket, it's one of their papers. And I just felt like it went really well with this pocket. And this is her original house. And then I just built another one for her. So that way she could be moved about. You could use her somewhere else in here and put something else in there. But she pulls out. And I made her. I put this paper in here. Added some of the other papers from the kit. And this paper you'll see a little further down. So yeah, so you're going to be the first one to have one of my made ladies. I hope you enjoy it. This is a letter that a man wrote to his wife while he was at Fort Benning, Georgia, September 29th, 1951. And I actually have another part of the letter later in the journal. This is a cotton pocket that I made. This comes out. You can read it. I just don't want to bring it out. And look at this beautiful paper. Just beautiful. I love the border. It actually extends out a bit, but I wanted to cut it down to the border because I love it. Love the background. This is a copy of English stamps and a copy of a French letter, and then I put the Eiffel Tower in, of course. What else would you want to put in a pocket like that, right? And backed it with some old paper I had. Well, not old, but found in my stash. This is in another video of mine a few back, the Paris Tag Journal. This is a receipt that has a very purplish lilac coloring to it, and there's purple and purple. It's one of the primary colors they used in this kit, besides the beige, are a red, a gray, and this lilac color. So I played up on that where I could, and so being here and there, I felt this was a good place. Now this is actually digital, and then I added these cute little pictures. They're from Ida Jane, and this is a very small version of this, which is Rachel and Bella. Oh no, Ida Jane. And this is from Lisa and Olive. Another beautiful page. This I purchased from a store on Etsy. This envelope. Perry. She's from Tennessee. And this is a tag that I made. This is a tag that I made. I made quite a few of these to that the receiver can easily take out staples, and then they've got access to the different fabrics and tags. There's one staple here holding all of these together. There's a stamp back here, and the fabrics are put on with washi, so you can take those off, and then you end up having a tag card behind, but lots of goodies to use. So I thought that might be fun for the receiver. Let's see, do I want that to show? Not really. How did I put this in? You know what? I think it was upside down. Yeah, like this. Okay. All right. And vintage music piano paper. I added lace to this area of the digital. It blends in so well, it looks like it's part of the page, but it's not. This is an antique letter. It's dated 1931 on the other side, and it's from California Brokerage House, so it has to do with their loan. But you can read it. You have to kind of bounce back and forth, but it's fun to see the different prices and, you know, all of the different things that were being said. The principal is $54.42, and they lived in San Diego, California, so that's amazing. All right, this is more of that wonderful letter. He's written it. Oh, this might be another letter. I have lots of letters from him. This is blue ink, and this looks a little bit grayer. So this might be another letter by him. And then there's a loose sticker that looks like a stamp. These are all rusted paper clips. Ruby and Pearl. Paper Cameo. These are very old transfer papers. You know, the iron transfer papers that people would be able to transfer on to cotton and then embroider. That's what these are. And I turned up the bottoms to make little pockets. They're very long. So I made little items here. I like this. It's 6 pence postage. 1957 is the stamp. And I put these in here. Gives the page some stability, and it's fun to find it in the pocket, I think. And then I turned up this one and I put in these. This has got another little thing on it. They're from chapter 1. And then that left the top being the back of this, so it's see-through. But I decided instead to cut up some more of the transfer paper that would kind of bring it together, and I glued these down. So it's got some heft, but I did put muslin down here and opted for 4 holes that were at either end, more like the old document type things. Whoops. I just love how that looks. I think I'll do that again. I love these blue and thin paper pictures. And look at this one. Isn't it beautiful? That probably was a pillowcase or a sheet top. And this is another one of the envelopes that I opted to turn into a writing space. Isn't that beautiful? And again, you can write in between the music or use a black pen and black marker and write anywhere you want. Or you can store something in here. Or you could even, these are, did I leave these loose? No, I did glue this down. But you could glue it together if you wanted to put something in there. I'll do that later. Love this silhouette picture. Wonderful picture from Heather's Ruby and Pearl XO. Another page from the kit. This is from Pixie Dust Files. This is the other side of that brokerage company. November 19th, 1932. Let me get a glass of water. My voice is getting raspy. This is a very old piece of paper, and I love the way that it got old. It's beautiful, but it's kind of cracked now that it's on the edge. It's like got a couple areas that are really weak, so I'm opting not to take it off. So I decided to use it as a pocket, and this is a receipt from the same, regarding the same person. So this is 1932, June 14th. And Mr. Nolan, and that's who this letter is written to, Mr. Nolan. So I wanted to protect this old receipt, plus you can do something else with it if you wanted to. And so I made another pocket and put that inside. This is where you'd have to go back and forth to read it, but it's fun. It's really fun, and I wanted this to be close to that so that the same date would be reflected. And it's signed by the bank manager. This is a loose sticker stamp, and this is the papers made smaller, and then I turned over one side so you could stick something in here. So beautiful. I wanted both sides to show. Love this page. It's one of my favorite pages. I didn't do a thing to it. And I love this page. Golden Summer Song. It's just so pretty. So that led me to put the music paper. So in Dreams of Yesterday, Those Happy Hours. And this is a pocket in the new Valentine kit by the Paper Cameo. It's just so beautiful. Love it. It's a miniature. I made it that way. Just make your pockets at 5 by 7, and it makes them smaller. This is also by Paper Cameo, and I put some of my homemade tape on there. And this is more of the transfer paper. pocket if you want to use it that way. So this is washi tape that I printed on paper by accident. I printed it on the wrong side of the sticker paper. And when you take off the right side, the sticker comes off. So there's no chance of ever using it. So I had to glue it down. And I don't know, I just wanted to kind of play up again on the purple. So I added this translucent stamp with the pretty purple flowers that reminded me of these. And this picture. I just have been waiting for the place to use this. I love it, love it, love it. It's from an old book on Oriental rugs. And the paper is lovely, so I didn't cover it. And then this is also washi. And this is another photo from the same kit from Ruby and Pearl XO as this one. And I love it as well. So this is how the page looks with 2 belly bands. And then I put these inside. But you can do whatever you wanted there. There we go. Oh, I love how that looks. The stripes here, the stripes there. I really love how this page turned out. And then we have a little girl. She's doing her little thing you do when you go to a portrait artist. I think that's probably all fake. And she's getting some sort of a professional picture taken, because it really doesn't look real close up. More of that same receipt. And then on this side, another Ruby and Pearl picture from her ballet collection. And back of that envelope, or that receipt. And another receipt from 1930, also for the Nolans, and it's for their milk delivery. And the reason I picked this one to go here, I don't know if you can tell, but it's purple ink. Yeah, it's purple ink. I think that is so cool. And then a really old book piece of paper to give it some support, basically. And it's pretty. And then I took one of those frames I showed you earlier, and I put a piece of vintage lace inside and then glued it down. So it's just for decoration. This, I made a pocket, so you could put anything you wanted in there, and then it's paper clipped on. This is the back of that receipt again. And this is the other side of the receipt. This is a little fabric. I didn't even glue it down. Little paper, snippet. And I used linen for the backing. And then this is the other side of that incredible side tuck I showed you of paper by the Paper Cameo. Love this so much. And it's in her Valentine's kit, and so is this label, so I put that in there as well. And then this is a very old recipe, like 1950s, for French sandwich filling. Love it. Love the look of it, but mostly because it said French sandwich filling. So I'm saving it. It's been a hoarding one, but it's going somewhere now, hopefully. So there you go. And that, my friends, is the last page. So it's a nice, easy to hold, easy to handle. I kept it to one thick signature. And lots of space for writing, for tucking, for hiding. Lots of ephemera if you want to take it out and use it somewhere else. Or leave it in and enjoy it. I think it flows well, and I hope that you like it as much as I do. And will enjoy using it if you do. So please DM me if you're interested. And I don't want to forget to thank all my new subscribers. I asked last time to help me get over that 700 hump, and you did. And I couldn't be more appreciative. Thank you so much. I appreciate your viewing. I appreciate that you want to be here. I hope that you enjoy the things that I share. I really do love paper and fabric, and I share what I know about it because I think maybe you might not know, and so therefore it would be interesting to you. I don't have any other reason for sharing it than that. And I just want to wish you a wonderful day and a great week ahead, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.